These are the parts which will be sent to you with your PDS-4 display. The display, a 50-foot reel of cable with a splitter box and a SCATEC 1 connector, a 200-foot reel of cable with a Denex gripper LED connector, a switch box with 12 feet of cable and a 12-way connector to connect it to the display, an IEC cable for the power to the display, and a power pack to provide 24 volts DC to the Denex gripper LED. The first thing to do is to find a suitable place for the display and the switch box. Remember that the switch box has to be located within 12 feet of the display. The switch box also needs to be within 50 feet of the SCATEC and 200 feet of the Denex. Hang the display using the eye bolts on the top of the display using chains or steel wire or hooks. The display must be securely mounted such that it will not fall and injure anyone. Screw the switch box to a convenient position for the operators to use within the 12 feet of the display and check that the 12-way cable can be connected to the display when ready to do so. Now let's look at connecting to the SCATEC. Take the 50-foot reel of cable and note that both ends of the cable come out of a single hole in the side of the bobbin. Cut the cardboard very carefully to release the cable ends. This now allows you to unwind the cable out from the switch box to the SCATEC. At the end of the 50-foot cable is the splitter box. The splitter box allows you to break into the SCATEC count signal going back to the gripper control cabinet without disrupting the signal and allows the display to share this count signal. Remove the connector from the SCATEC and plug the connector on the short lead from the splitter box into the SCATEC. Now plug the connector that you removed from the SCATEC into the splitter box. The SCATEC is now back online to the gripper control system as if nothing had happened. You can test that the SCATEC is working at this stage. Now go back to the 200-foot cable and release the cable ends as you did previously with the 50-foot cable. Unwind the cable out to the place where you will be installing the Denex gripper LED. Once this is done, install the gripper LED as per manufacturer's instructions. Connect the 200-foot cable to the Denex gripper LED. Go back to the switch box. On the right-hand side of the switch box is a jack socket. Take the jack plug from the 24-volt power pack and plug it into the jack socket on the side of the switch box. The power pack, once plugged into the mains power, provides the power to drive the Denex gripper LED. Now plug the 12-foot 12-way cable from the switch box into the socket on the top of the display. Take the IEC cable and plug it into the top of the display. You can now remove the plastic protective cover from the display by peeling it back. With mains power connected to both the display and the power pack, we can now demonstrate the display functions. Pressing the red reset button zeros the display. When I activate the SCATEC count signal by waving my fingers in the light path, we see the gross count counting up. I press the blue scroll button to move the display onto net, which is the Denex gripper LED count, again activating the count with my fingers. We scroll to waste and see the gross minus net figure. Remember, waste is a positive number, so when the gross count increments and the net does not, the waste will count up. The rate is the rate of production in products per hour. So with the center switch set to manual and pressing the blue increment display button, we can change the display to show each of the 4 functions. If we turn the center switch to auto, the display will scroll through each of the 4 functions every 4 seconds. And the last bit is just me messing about.